Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue our flight into this amazing universe of language. And last time we talked about 长袖善舞. It came from the image of dancers. A particular dance was long sleeve dancing, but it eventually was used to mean somebody who's influential, who can make things happen because they have far-reaching abilities. Okay, we continue with the concept of 长枪短炮. And today is very useful episode because I show you the concept of things grouping together, 长 and 短, long and short, right? And 枪 and 炮 are two types of weaponry. So, in Chinese, we like to pair it. 长短 is adjective, 枪炮 are noun, we pair it this way, right? Okay, we talked about 长 came from the long hair, horizontally flowing hair. That's the concept of 长. 短, okay. 短 came from this, okay, can you actually see what that is? It's hard to tell, right? Came from the left side means, sounds like a shi, the right side is 豆. So it's left and right, meaning maker, sound maker, classical comparing. The meaning maker means the arrow. Kind of can see the arrow now. I talk about if it's an arrow, right? So it's an arrow shooting out. Okay, in ancient times, because archery was popular back then, I guess, as a common weaponry. So on the archery, we have the bow and the arrow, right? And the bow, normally long and yeah, so in the ancient times when people describing long and short, the bow is a long thing and the arrow is in comparison relatively short, the horizontal thing, right? So people, when referring to something short, they will say, you know, use the arrow to mean it's the short one, not the long one. Okay, and the right side is 豆. We saw that before. It's a beams, right, stacking up between a space. So the sound maker is 豆, but now it sound 短. There is kind of a conversion transformation of the sound maker borrowed as well. So 豆 has nothing to do with 长 and 短, but that's the sound. It's the arrow that make it short referral, just like the hair make it a long referral. Okay, so that's how Chinese language abstract concept of long and short, use different things that in life that are perceived as long or short and use that as permanently the concept of long and short, okay? And 枪 and 炮, okay, these characters were invented before the firearm. So there were no 枪 and 炮 contemporary gun and cannon back then. So these are the case of Chinese language adapt themselves, itself, to find character in its existing language, vocabulary, to find a character to match up to the new inventions. So this is a classical case. 枪 came from the left and right, meaning maker, sound maker. 枪, the left side is wood, right? Or tree. We have seen this one before many times. If you see this, originally it was this horizontal cross, kind of a cross line. And then, most often the top is like this. This is like the canopy of the tree. And then here, the long arch over here, in my interpretation, is this to show there's a big space between the canopy and the floor or the ground. So if it's spaced out like with a long trunk, then that's most likely a tree, not a bush or something like that, right? Other type. So this tree symbol eventually got abstracted, means wood. So something made of wood material. And the sound like a 仓. Okay, this 仓 actually means warehouse. Contemporary life, everybody is influenced by, because we are as consumers at the very end of this supply chain, right? If it was not, I mean, this was the hot topic 2022. If nothing were distributed on that supply chain, we at the end of this chain as consumers are not going to get any stuff. So this was original capturing of this warehousing image. You can see this is a space with a roof on the top, and this is a half of the door. This, if you followed episodes before this, I show you how it was written. There are 2 panels, but sometimes Chinese do have single panel door. So this is one side of the panel of the door. And so there's a door. That means there's a gatekeeper. You cannot get in there, right? Something is kept under that roof. It's kept, right? And then there's a mouse symbol there. So mouse can mean 2 things here. One is it means somebody. So this is a person. So we use mouse as a unit of measurement as head count. So we, instead of use head, we use mouse to means one mouse, a person. So instead of one head, a person, okay? So this could mean a person. So a person standing in front of a door, watching over the space. So that's the concept of warehouse. The second meaning of the mouse can also be used to imply consumption. So somebody need to eat. And so this is food behind that door. Okay, in any case, it's warehouse, kind of like a barn that store grains behind the door. So that's the origin of the concept of warehousing. So, okay, warehouse used in combination of a tree. Tree is a meaning maker. That's just a sound. Together, it means some weaponry with sharp metal edges attached to a long wood staff. That's the kind of gun we talked about before. It's before the firearm gun. It's the kind of a spear, really, in the original concept. And the POW, okay, we have the fire on the left. Okay, so that's appropriate and related to firearms. And the right side is actually a method of cooking, of wrap around some malleable mud stuff around, and this actually is a worm. So I guess worm was eaten back then. It's a way of protein, right? So this is worm wrapped in mud, cooked in fire. So that's one way of cooking, of getting food done back then. So that cooking method eventually was used to mean cannon. So it's like projectile, right? Projectile on a firearm to shoot far away. So that's a cannon. And we got this, wrapping something wrapped inside the fire. I mean, the weaponry works like with the fire and with something wrapped, a cannonball thing. And projection probably not expressed here, but at least we have some of the elements, and this character be used in that context, new invention of cannon. So 长枪短炮, what do you mean? Long gun and short cannon. They simply described the visual impression of one media, a whole crew, an army of media using the cameras pointing toward the event. And this long and short cameras give you the sense of they're almost like a weaponry pointing at you. And they're long and short, so give you a sense of variation. And they're different colors, different I guess brands as well. So this is commonly used as description of media's heavy reporting of the event, right? 长枪短炮. Cashing into the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.